Can you tell me your name and spell it, please?
It's David Palmer. That's David Palmer.
Okay, thank you. And what's your title in relation to this project?
Well, I'm the former executive artistic director of Chamber Music Amarillo, which is now an important brand and part of the Amarillo Symphony.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So, first of all, what inspires you to initiate chamber music in Amarillo?
Well, I moved there from New York in 1997 and had a wonderful opportunity to play chamber music with several community members. But of course, the Harrington String Quartet was in existence by then and was doing wonderful concerts. But the idea of other kinds of genre of chamber music, wind quintets, brass quintets, piano quartets, things of that nature, wasn't really present. And so I just thought, what a great opportunity to bring our community members together and then also people regionally and nationally to come and make music in this community. So that's how CMA started.
What is special specifically about the community of musicians in Amarillo that also was able to contribute to the chamber music program?
Well, it's an extension of Amarillo and the community itself. We really work hard, and I say we. I wish I still lived there, but I've moved now. But we, I will say this: we really work to take care of ourselves. We really work to honor ourselves as a community as a whole. I think partly Amarillo being so isolated from major communities, the opportunity to bring people together and use their expertise in a way that really helps improve the quality of experience of the life in the community is important. And that is certainly present with the musicians in Amarillo. There's an extraordinary group of people who have dedicated not only their time and effort and energy to the arts, but also to family and to community as a whole.
Okay, thank you. And then has Chamber Music Amarillo been able to give you a unique perspective on Amarillo or Route 66?
Well, I will say this, we started out giving concerts in people's homes, which was a wonderful experience. A lot of times people went to our concerts just so they could get inside this great big house that they thought was really cool. But nonetheless, as time went on, we really developed a wonderful base of supporters and audience members. And one of our board members and his wife located a building on historic Route 66, and they thought, my gosh, this would be an amazing location for Chamber Music Amarillo to give its classical chamber music concerts and also a jazz series that we had going as well. And so essentially, at about 2004 was the first time that we gave a concert on Route 66. And it was in the original grocery store of the town of San Jacinto. Beautiful wood floors and tin ceilings that are about 15 feet tall, I believe. We could seat very comfortably 125 people in that space. And we also utilized the location for us to office. So it gave us a real presence in the community, which was a wonderful gift for CMA.
Okay, thank you. And then can you just explain how has chamber music impacted Amarillo?
Well, I think that over the time frame that the chamber music emeralds existed, which I believe right now we're in year 26 or 27. um it's been remarkable to see audience growth. Initially it started with about 60 people. They routinely now, I'm told, see concerts of audience members of 175, 200 people attending. And within the context of what we could do with the genre, we not only give concerts to audience members in the evening, but we also do a lot of educational outreach, especially into the Panhandle, working with students as, say, small towns like Perryton. We would spend an entire week in Perryton working with each grade. I remember one time, in fact, a violinist and I saw 2,000 students in one day. So, and it was in breakout sessions. It was 200 students each hour. It was really, really intense, but a lot of fun. So the educational outreach was also very important. Um, and the chance to do concerts for elders in our community, retirees in our community, is also something that is very front and center for CMA's mission as well.
Would you say that CMA has also influenced or been able to help other music organizations in Amarillo? Like, I'm a musician
Mhm.
myself, and
Okay. Yeah.
I've been I've been taking lessons at Suzuki for 10 years now. And
Wonderful.
so, do you think that chamber music has had an impact on like other organizations like that, or had an influence on them?
Absolutely. We've had the opportunity to partner really with pretty much almost all the other arts organizations over our history. We worked with Lone Star Ballet, for example. We've worked with Amarillo Opera. We've worked with when Friends of Bailey and Skinner at St. Andrews was in existence. We performed with them as well. WT Amarillo College and actually in 2022 we spearheaded essentially a performance that sort of celebrated the 250th anniversary of Beethoven. And we did a performance of the Beethoven Missa Solemnis, which involved really all of the resources that we had within our region. There was 190 people on stage, and Panhandle PBS did a fabulous documentary about that. So I think in the sense of community coming together, sort of initially centered around CMA and many concerts that happened that were chamber music oriented. We also had some very important moments to really pull together everyone in their expertise to make something really special happen. Yeah.
And then, can you also tell me about some sort of music history in Amarillo that not everyone might know about?
Sure, absolutely. It's probably not known that the Nat, which is a building on Georgia and Sixth, essentially, was originally a natatorium. It was a swimming pool for the community to come and in the summertime enjoy swimming and time with the family. And eventually, they enclosed the space. The city did, and then they built a dance stage over the pool so that in the wintertime they could have dances and other kinds of celebrations that happened during the colder months. And out of that came many jazz performances. And with Route 66 being one of the major arteries across the United States, what Amarillo ended up having as a result of that was some of this country's greatest jazz talent come through, including major stars like Ella Fitzgerald, the Glenn Miller Band, and others. It was really remarkable part of Amarillo's history at that time. And interestingly enough, one of Amarillo's own in the earlier part of the 20th century, Hugo Lowenstern, was a phenomenal clarinetist and performed with several of those famous jazz groups. Um, and eventually, there was a moment I think where he could have really established going mainstream, but his family desperately needed him back in Amarillo because of his expertise with real estate, and they had quite a fantastic agency in the community helping to build out Amarillo over time. And so he returned home, but he kept the spirit of jazz alive during his entire life. And I knew him and had the great privilege of working with him. And I even visited with him about the idea of restoring the Nat, which he found just to be a beloved moment. You know, he was really intrigued by that idea. But that's a very important piece of our history. I might also just mention to you that during the Depression, the Nat would have these dances where they were called nickel dances. And so a person would pay a nickel and they would get a dance from the band. And that's how the band got paid back then. And Jim Laughlin, another phenomenal musician at Amarillo College, jazz musician, actually recreated that in the 80s and 90s at the Nat. I think he moved it up to maybe a quarter per dance, but so there's a lot of fantastic and unique history about music and about real community values that came together in that moment, right there in that building. So on Route 66, you know.